If you've never had a high pressure hydraulic line explode next to your head, I'll tell you what, it is an experience that I hope I don't get to do again ever. Good morning, everyone. We have stopped all lawn care for this week for our weekly customers. And simply that comes because we've had zero rain and the temperature stayed extremely hot. And we're supposed to move into a little cooler period here now this week. So we're hoping that this will benefit the lawns a little bit. Once again, I'll put the booth number up here because I won't remember it exactly. Come see us at the EXPO. We're also going to be over at the Toro booth doing a meet and greet. And you know, we always have some giveaways over there as well. And Toro also puts on an amazing show. But you're going to want to come see what's new from Spencer Products this year. Been working a lot behind the scenes, and it should be super, super exciting. So please book us on your to-do list or come see list. Oh, and one more thing before I totally forget, because TQ watched the video last night and she's like, bro, like what I told you to do, you didn't do. And I was like, TQ, I'm sorry, I can't think of it all. I was thinking about the booth and all of that, yada, yada, yada. Long story short, the Flex shoot blockers for the Skag 48, 52, and 61s are back in stock. They're up at spencerproducts.com. Get them while they're here, guys. We just finally got them back in stock. They're gonna go quick. All right, so first things first, I'm just gonna stop over here. I gotta get a check for the pressure washers. I shared with you guys in the video that I grabbed the business card from Easy Pressure Washing, I believe it was called. Highly recommend them. They've been great so far, guys. He got the address, looked it up online, shot me over a price to do it, and I agreed to the pricing. He's like, hey, we'll be out there as soon as we can. They're over here now getting it done, and yeah, we're gonna go check on them, just see how things are going, cut them a check real quick, and move on with a ton of things we got to get done today. All right, guys, so they're working along here. We already knew it was pretty oxidized, so they're just getting off what they can, and then yeah, it'll be a lot better for whenever we go to paint it. Like I stated, I believe I've stated before, it's aluminum siding, still in pretty good shape. Just, you know, it fades like anything, garage doors, you name it. So these guys are doing a great job for us. And like I said, highly, highly recommend them. And yeah, it's coming a lot cleaner than I thought it was going to, honestly. All right, guys, so we're gonna get on out of here. I'm not, oh, I just realized I left my truck running. Anyways, I'm not one of those guys that like to micromanage, especially whenever I'm getting work done. And yeah, they're doing a great job. And it's not like, because aluminum, if you don't know, you can't like come in with like a very high pressure pressure washer, you know, it'll blow through that aluminum. So it's basically, I don't know if they call it a soft wash or what. I'm not a pressure washer, but they just use a lot of the chemical there, the cleaner there, to get a lot of the oxidation off. All right, so back here at the property, went over, got the pressure washers paid. They're doing a great job with that right now. Anyways, I'm back to what I was trying to do the other day before the bees hit me. And long story short, guys, you know the issues we've had here with the salt bunker. And yeah, we've kind of just dealt with them over, you know, the last couple of years, because we haven't had an opportunity to fix what the original issue was. And the original issue is that back right corner settled. So whenever we put the rock in, put the concrete in, it settled a lot more. We had just cleared this whole area. If you guys remember, I believe the camper was right about in this area. When we removed the camper, we had Andy come in, level this all out here, and made the spot. Well, we just didn't give it long enough to settle, and it settled once we put that 6 inches of concrete on there. And that was also whenever I was going through my shoulder injury at that time period, so I wasn't as hands-on as I wanted to be. But we need to get this fixed. And yeah, long story short, we got about 30 ton of salt in there roughly. And yeah, we need to get it out. So I've been contemplating a million different things to do with the salt, because we need to get it out of the way. We're not sure if we want to jack it up. There's some other options like foam as well to lift it, but we're not sure. Maybe you have to rip it out. I came here the other day with the Bobcat, was going to do it, and I got stung. I think the bees are in the salt somewhere. I did bring my bee suit in case I need it, but as of now, I haven't seen any. It is a little cooler at the moment. but that could all change once I fire this machine up. I did take it to the car wash over the weekend, got it all cleaned up, and then sprayed, you know, all the spots and stuff on it that we try to stay on top of. One of our subscribers sent us this stuff I had: wool wax, rust protection, penetrant, and lubricant. No affiliation, so we're going to give that a try. Just see how everything does. You know, this is primarily just used for loading salt for us. And you guys have seen it. It's a great machine, works really well for us. So right here is the issue that we're pretty much really going to address. So right here, this entire thing sunk. So the back here is high, right here is not. And that's causing the issue where the moisture comes through and then, yeah, comes into here and, yeah, puddles up basically. And then this here now, because this settled back here, it's running back into this corner. Primarily, this is the issue right here. But naturally, if something gets water in it, it gets higher and higher. And then, yeah, it works its way on out and around more. Water does not stop for anybody. We typically don't get more than a ½ inch in here at all. And so what we do is we just pick the salt from the top and then work our way down. I talked to Andrew. He said we could put it into the mulch mule. And that would have been great, but we're not going to be able to fit it all in there. The only reason I was thinking about doing that is because then whenever we were done redoing the concrete, we could just back in here and unload it. Well, that's not going to happen because we can't fit all of that into that. So then I thought about renting dumpsters. Talked to a few different dumpster companies, and they kind of frowned upon it. I didn't want to hide it from them. I'm like, look, I'm just looking to put salt in it. Your biggest dumpsters you got, probably a couple of them. One big one would hold it, you know, and then we could tarp it. They were not okay with me putting salt and leaving it in their bin for a couple weeks while we do this. So I wanted to be very transparent there and, you know, respect them. I don't want to, you know, destroy somebody's stuff, even though the dumpsters are rusted, whatever. I reached out to a couple different companies. They were like, no, we'd prefer not. It's probably going to have to go here in the parking lot. I thought of a few different things, bringing the dump truck up here or the mulch mule, loading it up, taking it out and dumping it, but then we got to bring it back. So we got to keep it fairly close to the salt bunker here. And I'm just trying to think everything through, make sure I'm doing everything the way that I should to make it easy as possible. So I'm thinking right here where the truck is, we got a ton of weeds here already. So yeah, we might have some erosion once the salt, whatever's left there, once we put it back, you know, it'll wash away or whatever, go down through the gravel. We'll just have to take care of that area if it does become a problem. But I think that's the easiest and best way to do it. We just need to bring the salt out. We're going to dump it all right here for now. And yeah, we'll deal with whatever consequences come with that. I'm sure you guys will tell me down in the comments, you know, something I should have did or didn't do. This is just right now me thinking this is the best option. You know, I thought about putting a tarp out here. I thought about putting sheets of plywood down. But it's just, there's still going to be salt regardless. We're not going to be able to scoop down to the level of a tarp without destroying it, or plywood without destroying it. So you're going to get salt on stuff regardless. And I mean, obviously we get salt everywhere. So we 100% don't know exactly what we have to do here just yet. But we do know we have to get this salt out of our way to do whatever we end up needing to do. The first thing we're going to do once we get it out of here is throw it laser level up so we can figure out exactly where we need to get our height to and figure out exactly what happened with this pad, because we definitely had an issue there. And I know it wasn't from when we graded it. I know it wasn't from when we put the concrete into it originally, because everything was done properly that way. to the channel, that salt's blue because it's a product that we use called Clear Lane. That product over there is a mixture of beet juice and then the traditional rock salt we had just left. At this point, it's probably just all going to get mixed together because if we have a successful winter season like we did last year, we'll go through this in a couple of weeks or so. I want to make it very clear, this is the last thing I want to do right now, is have to take this salt out. There's no rain in our forecast for the next 2 weeks as of now. So what I'm going to do is bring it out here like I said. We're going to tarp it at the end, and what we lose, we lose. But at the end of the day, it's a short-term loss for a long-term gain to make our salt bunker what it should have been originally. But mistakes happen, things happen, and yeah, that's life. All right, so that's kind of the game plan. Try to give you few different shots there, but I have to keep getting in and out of the skid loader. I'm by myself. Anyways, today's tax day for TQ. I am starting to wake the bees up though. I don't know where they're coming from, but they do not like the machine. They're up in here right now. I don't know if you guys will pick them up in the camera or not. Stuff's like concrete, guys. That's salt for you, though. Made a small dent in it so far. As long as these bees stay away, I'll be all right. I'll throw you guys in a hyperlapse, though, because I can't keep getting out of this machine. I'm irritating them. Make sure you guys pay attention here. I got back in, and the bees ended up being the least of my worries, even though they started getting really irritated here. I'm going to slow the video down as much as possible. Like I said, I put it into a hyperlapse. But I'll tell you what, having a high-pressure hydraulic line explode next to your head is not fun. Pay attention right here. It's coming. You'll see the arm drop, boom, straight to the ground. There was the first one, and then there it went completely right there. And at first, I wasn't sure exactly what happened. Well, I think that's my cue. Just had one come after me, and yeah, we blew a hydraulic line. Well, it's always something, boys. It's always something. I'm not sure which line blew, but something. I don't know if you guys caught it in the video. I had my boom up. I was lifting up, and my boom just dropped straight down. So it's got to be a hydraulic for the boom. Can't really tell where it's coming from because I was up a little bit, and it just, I mean, it literally shot all over the machine. Whew, might have found the nest. Okay, yep. Alright, I found the nest. It's in my machine. In my machine. Like legit in my machine. Well, that would explain why they woke up once I started running the machine. Son of a gun, dude. I just cannot freaking win right now. I'm gonna pull up here real quick, take a look. As soon as I lifted that top shield up, I don't know if the video will pick it up, but like 3 or 4 of them come straight up out of there. So, which is crazy as well, because I literally took this machine 10 miles away, pressure washed everything. Now don't get me wrong, I don't pressure wash inside the engine bay because no salt really gets in there. It's closed up. Those darn things went with me. Oh my gosh, man. I was making good progress too. I'm gonna pull up in here, see if I can get close to the machine. That's how much salt I got out so far. I'd probably say I'm a quarter of the way. I'm gonna see if I can back up in here and take a look at this machine without having to get out, because I do not really feel like getting stung today. And I've already been super close twice. This ain't gonna work. Son of a gun. So they might be in the air filter or just made a nest up in that engine bay. Which is crazy because I drive this thing all the time. And they're not the ones that we just took out, but they are all over the place right now. See if I can show you guys. Be hard through the window, but I ain't rolling it down. I had to zoom real far in. You'll see them kind of going in and out of the camera. They are not too fond of me right now. They're all around my truck. But as soon as I lifted that top up there, trying to use my own video to look to see if I see anything. As soon as I lifted that top up, they came out of like that general area right down in there. So, could they have went into my muffler maybe? But at this point, I've been running it probably about 20 minutes. You would think anything in there would be Gandhi, burned up. I'm peeking around in here real quick, guys, to see if I see any nest. So I'm gonna run and get spray real quick, throw my suit on. A 2-pack together is 11 bucks. I'm gonna get 2 of these, Hot Shot, Wasp, and Hornet. Yes, a Hot Shot. I can get 2 of these for 8 bucks. These got 25% more. They're typically 12 bucks for 2 for those ones. So do I pay 12 bucks or 8 bucks and get a little more? I think I'm gonna be cheap today. I should have bought the other one though, Sean. I know, I'm gonna hear it already. You guys are wondering, I do not like putting this bee suit on. It's actually quite a bit of work to get it on and off. But I also don't like getting stung, so I don't mind the little extra work it takes. I try not to take one to the hand again. See a lot of fluid down in here above the battery. The last time they came out, I lifted this up. It's supposed to stay. Let me get something to hold that up. It's crazy. I don't see a single bee right now, or hornet, yellow jacket, whatever they are. Not a single one. Please, put a long enough one on there. Nothing really. bit of dry leaves. I just had all this service too, so I mean, filter probably doesn't have much hours on it. Yeah, there's nothing in there. I'm not even gonna pull that one out. I'm gonna try starting it up, see if I can see it leaking. So I got a couple of leaks going on. There's one up in here dripping, and then there's one right here dripping. It's definitely all over the top of the battery here. The thing that sucks is I got a complete bucket of salt right now, and I can't dump it or lift it. Seems like it's shot this way, so I'm assuming it's got to be one of these lines right here on the side. I was thinking maybe this side, because this is what went out on the other side, but I don't really see enough here. This seems pretty dry. From here forward though, all down, all up this side, all over there. The boom was up whenever it exploded, so maybe this guy up in here? And that could be why, if it's up high, it could be running through and then dripping over there and over here. So if you pay attention, it's shooting from back in there at the bottom right hand side and up towards that top boom, which kind of is what threw me off there at the beginning, but we figured it out here in just a bit. Anybody home? Where you guys at? So I did learn, typically these ones won't mess with you. I don't even think they're in here now. Might have been an old one. That's definitely not what was coming after me a little bit ago. Yeah, I'm gonna take a look on the camera, get my gear off real quick, and then, yeah, figure out a plan.